Obviously, October baseball is the goal every season that you want to get to, and it wasn't too long ago these fans were lining the streets for the Cavs parade. What better person to know that than somebody who played under Woody Hayes for 4 years, the Hall of Famer Archie Griffin. Hear what the former Ohio State running back had to say about the rivalry and his memories playing under Woody Hayes. He hit his head against the padded wall, went down. I was told he was laying there unconscious for a little bit, and he was laying there for about 15 minutes. That's when family members of players came rushing out of the stands down to the floor. A fight broke out. 2 officers, as you mentioned, were assaulted. Now I'm told there have been no charges at this time. Well, you don't have to drive too long around the city of Toledo to find some streets that have definitely seen their better days. But while the mayor is proposing a plan that would cost you more money, the Toledo Chamber of Commerce says they have a different plan that could be a win-win situation for all. Last November, I shared the story of the Staum family, a loving family of 5 who used their love of Ohio State to help them get through some very trying times, like when their oldest child, Cayman, was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, an accumulation of fluid on the brain that can cause brain damage. I am joined by head coach Doug Downing, and obviously a thrilling game that came down to the wire for you guys. I guess, what were you telling your team coming down that stretch? Final round of the Marathon Classic at Highland Meadows, and for the first time ever, it was on network television. We have the coverage for you on WTOL, and what a finish it was. Everyone hoping to be holding that trophy right there. Look how beautiful that is. It wasn't too long ago Toledo was facing a water crisis of its own and getting help from surrounding communities. Now it's their turn to lend a helping hand. I've actually been filling these, believe it or not, so now we're at the last stage of powdering them. And Fred just talked to me about, I know you taught me how to do this. We put them in here and kind of toss it over, but we also have to make sure we get the sides, right? I've been talking about all morning. We have free admission for Lucas County residents today and tomorrow at the zoo. And in addition, you can have a chance to meet owls like Hal here. So Brian, kind of talk about what this meet and greet will be like for visitors. This morning's crash was definitely not a scene residents who live on County Road B expected to see when they woke up this morning. At a time where loved ones tend to come together for good times and laughter, for 2 families, there are tears and tragedy. And talking to the players in the clubhouse following last night's 9-3 loss, all of them had the same thing to say. They're excited to have Corey Kluber back on the mound. Now they have full confidence in their full bullpen. Now the question is, will the Tribe bounce back to take the final win in the 4-game series? We go to today's game and Corey Kluber on the mound for Cleveland, but it was a rough start for the righty. And after placing in the top 5 in 2 events at the 2016 Rio Paralympics at Seago grad, AJ Digby is back home. I will be there with the Buckeyes. So
we enjoyed your coverage from down in Montgomery as well last week.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a great time. So I'll be in the sun and thinking of all of you. I will send it back. I'll bring it back with me.
Don't forget the sunscreen.
That's a promise?
It's yeah. I'll do what I can.
In her one-on-one interview with Danielle Dwyer, Janelle opens up about her road to recovery. It's a story you'll only see here on WTOL 11.
This is Janelle Noe's sanctuary, her distraction from the pain, the scars, and her new normal.
Things are bad, but I try not to let that consume me while I'm running, because that's like a one outlet that, you know, I have to not have to worry about it or think about it all the time.
Where do you find strength?
In the future. I like looking into the future. I like try and think of, okay, a year from now it's going to be this better. So I live in the present, but I also live in the future.
While January 15th, 2016 will forever be a life-changing day for Janelle, it's not stopping her from trying to get back to life as she once knew it.
I remember when the doctor gave me the okay to start running, he was like, I think the main thing you need to do is go run. It made me happy. I went home that day and I just jogged around my yard as long as I could.
Jogging around the yard turned into running around the neighborhood, which led to local festival runs and then finally competing again for the Rockets.
The hardest part, I think, was trying to get back to do normal stuff and having to deal with some of the limitations I had.
But running didn't just help the healing process physically.
Even though it's frustrating sometimes, it helps mentally too to like think, wow, like at the beginning of this year I thought I never would be able to do it again, but here I am. My coach has to constantly remind me, like, it's a blessing that you're even out here, like, being able to do this.
And for her teammates who've been by her side since the incident, Janelle's an inspiration.
We wake up in the morning and we're like, wow, we're going to go run. She wakes up in the morning and she's already tired, exhausted, who knows what she's going through, and she's out doing the same thing or more than what I'm doing every day.
But running is just one part of her getting her life back. Janelle is also working on getting her degree in physical therapy.
Life's going to be different now, and it's not going to be the same, and I have to try and accept that and hope that in the upcoming years it'll get better, and like I'll be able to not necessarily move on, because I don't think I ever will be able to, but just, you know, accept to learn how to live my life the way I am now.
While Janelle's road to recovery is still in the early stages, as the slogan that's been used to help raise money for Janelle says, she believed she could, so she did.
You can't put limits on yourself. If something bad happens, you can't always dwell on it forever. Like, of course, you have your right to be frustrated or angry, but like, it gives you an opportunity, new opportunity to like inspire other people. That's what I try and do, is try to just like make the most out of what I can do.